Paul Moss from Mid-Atlantic MMA.tv with Phil Migliarese, doing rock star photos, just trying to do his best Dana White impersonation, schmoozing before his show, signing autographs, having people meet him at Blueberry, handing out tickets on the street corner off of Twitter.
I'm sitting down now.
Now he's sitting down.
Ah, yes.
So Phil, third fight tomorrow night at a new venue. Going into a new venue, have there been any problems going into this one?
It was so easy. Yeah, it's very simple. We, it is a different venue. It's not really set up necessarily for fights like our last venue, but I was lucky enough to have a dad that just sketched everything out. It's a huge architectural design that, is really, really nice. So he set it up perfectly.
Sketch is over here messing with my camera, so you're going to have to fire him immediately.
You're out of here. You're fired.
Going into this one, well, to back up a little bit, going into Matrix 2, there were a lot of issues with fighters getting injured, fights dropping. It seemed like everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. Yeah. And, compliments to you and Jimmy and Sam Kaplan. I still think it was one of the best events of the year. Even considering the truncated fight card.
Yeah.
So going into this, when we had one fighter miss weight by a pound, amateurs obviously weighing in tomorrow, but it seems like this one has been pretty smooth. Does that get you nervous?
No, not at all. I mean, I was actually nervous for the last one because, like I said, everything went wrong, but we were able to deal with it, and we're really lucky enough to have a good staff. Just everybody involved knows what they're supposed to be doing. So this one, no, everything's going smoothly so far. We had our trial run, and everything is like we're supposed to be. So now it's up to the fighters, actually. So
now each fight seems to grow just a little bit. You're moving into a smaller venue, but it seems like a bigger production is going into this one.
Same amount of seats, yeah, less standing. That's the only thing.
Okay. Going into this one, it seems like there's going to be a little bit more production involved. I was talking to Jimmy a couple months ago about some of the plans going into it. It seems like you guys are trying to grow, but slow enough that you don't get outside yourselves.
Right.
What's the plan going into Matrix 4 and then beyond there? What are the plans?
Well, the plans are, like I said, it's pretty similar. Great fights. I just want to have guys just going at it and putting on a great show for the audience. But we're just getting comfortable at the Sheet Metal Union Hall. So we're going to see how this one goes, and I'm sure it's going to be terrific. And just do the same thing as we did before, tweaking it out a little bit. But like you said, going into production, we're most likely going to be stepping it up in the next couple fights based off of the interest that we've been getting around the globe from fighters that any Philadelphian would love to see, and anybody even on a pay-per-view level would love to see. So I'm personally excited about that, getting guys that you would see, generally go into the UFC, but making choices now of what production, what promotion that they want to go into, So
now,
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
It's nice. And also, I like the production end. I come from, my background is in video and documentary work. So, I'm just like kind of looking at different venues, and what I see is like, they're all pretty much easy to work with.
Now, talking about the Sheet Metal Union Hall, the first thing I noticed when I walked in was the ceiling. It's that big wavy metal ceiling, and immediately having a little production background myself, I thought this place is going to be loud as hell. This is going to be a great place. Was that a factor in choosing the venue, or was it just the right money, right place?
Well, no, not at all. We chose it because we liked it. No one's ever been in there to do this sort of thing, and like I said, I personally like the structure. Free parking. We've got 1,100 parking spaces, so you just roll right in. It's easy. Good security, and also friends. Like everybody's involved. We're all friends. So, like I said, it's just like we're right down the street from where we were. It's a little bit easier to get to, and easy to park. You want to go to the after party right down the street. So this is a nice, easy day.
Now you were talking a second ago about nationally known fighters that want to come into Philadelphia to fight for Matrix. The only two out-of-towners really on this card are Kasheem Patterson, Kasheem Peterson? I just completely blanked on his last name.
Okay.
Kasheem and Adam Albright, who are coming in from the West Coast, but Kasheem
He's
trained
from
in
here,
Philadelphia.
right?
Yeah, he's a New York guy, trained at
And actually, I
Fight
think
Factory.
Adam too. He's from Westchester.
Yeah. So we've talked now for almost a year, and you've said that guys want to come in and fight. Is it just a money thing right now, or is there a reason that you've only really showcased Philadelphia guys?
We're staying very tight to a projected budget. We did our math way way before Matrix 1, and to stay afloat, these things cost a lot of money. So to stay afloat and to still just give a great show, the matchmaking is very important. So Sam, he's done an amazing job, and putting on a show over just putting on fights. Anybody can put on a fight, but not anybody can put on a show. So there's certain elements that are important for us. We're personally, I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Really, what do I know about promotion? So it was my chance of getting my feet wet and understanding that Jimmy Binns and his father, have been a part of boxing promotions for, 30 years. Since Jimmy was a little kid, he traveled to, Ali fights and Mike Tyson fights, and it's a pretty cool way of coming up. So in the beginning, I was on, just in it for the ride, and then after a while, I realized I can put more into it with my, background in internet marketing and production and things like that. So I get really excited when I see the cameras in the right place and the fighters being treated well.
Right.
And we were just, what I was saying, and people were contacting us about fighting on the card. The biggest thing that we got, and I asked, how did you get our number, and why our show? I was just curious. They said we treated the fighters right, paid them on time. I mean, I can't see it being done any other way, but apparently, there are promotions that do not value their stars, their fighters.
Yeah.
So as a fighter, I think it's important to be treated a certain way, because you're putting your butt on the line there for a promotion.
And you mentioned Sam Kaplan a little bit ago. He's gotten a lot of press on my site with coming up to this fight, and also with his work on Bellator. 3 fights for him in the span of 2 weeks. How difficult has this show been on him and on you guys putting together with everything else he has on his plate?
Well, he has a gift, so he's able to put these fights together, and then actually, a bit of luck that no one got hurt. Everyone's still, into the fight, and I don't think it was a huge deal, but I mean, he puts on shows every week, so that's that in itself is a challenge. And there are 4 of us here on the other side, so we can handle certain things as well. But he's a busy guy.
Obviously, a lot of the press behind this fight has been behind the main event. Breland Van Aert's representing the U.S. Army, and the National Guard versus Julio Rosario representing the Marines. Who came up with the idea of putting this fight together and then turning it into an Army versus Marines?
Jimmy Binns. Yeah, so he originally made the fight, talked to Sam about it, and then we all thought it was a great idea. And both of these guys, I know they were supposed to fight before, whatever happened, they weren't able to fight. And, after I heard it, I was like, terrific, I love that. So it was good. And then we have, like I said, it's a sold-out show already, and we have a good portion of it that are armed forces. So Army, Marines, they will argue with each other for whatever, a couple hours, and then, I've seen it before, that everybody goes out and has a good time. So it's a sport over it's not a war, it's a sport. So we go, we fight, go have dinner with each other after. So most of the guys.
That fight with Army on one side, Marines on the other, and then the building itself, I think.
And they are on the other side,
yeah.
So just to, for safety issues.
For safety issues, I guess
you
you've
purposely
got the,
put people in places. Yeah.
I guess you've got the Coast Guard coming in to do security.
We actually do. No, we have our security company in there. We actually have Secret Service agents too, and FBI agents. So in there with some of our guests. So you'll see the Secret Service guys.
So you did say tickets are sold out. Will there be any tickets available at the door?
We have a handful of tickets at the door, so I would recommend you get there right on time. 7 o'clock it opens up, and then we got to cut it off because, like you said, the building's not as big, but everyone with tickets that bought them already, of course, will have their seats, and then there's a bit of standing room tickets available.
Okay. Do we have a date for Matrix 4?
Not yet, so I'll let you know as soon as I know. We're actually going to get the next 4 dates. So we'll have that very shortly for you.
Cool. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. I'm really excited about it. And then it'll be available on matrixfights.com. Maybe a couple hours right after the fight, so we're going to try to post them as quickly as possible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. There it is. Matrix Fights 3, October 29th, Steel Union Worker Hall.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
Thanks for your time.